I don't know how to record this in any coherent way because um, I've re-recorded this 3 times and I don't know how to say this, but I want to start by saying no. Without a doubt, the Juicing Room podcast is not over. The reason why my co-host, I should say former co-host, claims that is because we had a falling out. And this has been sort of a thing that has been a long time coming because we did not get along. And we didn't get along really well before we did this. But at the same time, I sort of delayed it. The podcast isn't over. He is trying desperately to, I don't know, tear it down, do something. I can't read his mind. I don't know him that well. I don't think anyone truly does. But I didn't really want to have to do this, but it seems like I'm going to have to say something. No, the Juicing Room podcast isn't over. That's the first thing that I'm saying. It has a new host. It might have a rotation of hosts. Currently, this is being recorded at like 2 a.m. and I right after what just happened. So I have no fucking clue on the definitiveness of that. But yeah, essentially, there is a new host. There will be. And the podcast isn't over. He didn't have ownership of that, and that's partially my fault because I just kept forgetting to give him the credentials. And that's on me. I'll own that. I will not claim to be perfect. Like, our falling out was because we both didn't get along. We both fought with each other like tooth and claw over a lot of things. So I will not claim that I am perfect in this and that I did great things. I didn't handle things well. But the podcast was not his. It also wasn't his idea to begin with. I have screenshots in the journal that I'll link in the description that verify that. He will claim otherwise. That is not the case. He was reluctant every single time I proposed it to him. So he will adamantly pretend or act like he is entitled to it, like it was his brainchild when it wasn't. It absolutely wasn't. I proposed it to him 3 times over the course of 2 years, 2017 and 2018. 2019 was when we recorded the first episode, so he changed his mind once I actually got the tools to do so. But yeah, no, the podcast isn't over. And no matter what, I will continue making this until I feel like shit. Until I feel like I can't do it anymore. Because I love doing this, guys. Like, I'm hesitant to do a face reveal. To sort of like, because this is a partial face reveal. Like, my eyes are pretty unique amongst people, but just to sort of verify that I am truly trying to convey that I love this. But I love making this podcast. Editing it was a tedium, and just generally dealing with my co-host was a bit of a rough time. But I do enjoy making it and communicating with people and talking about the various events that go on in this community. I love you guys. I love all of you. You are some of my pride and joy in life. One of the 2 things I'm most passionate about are sociology and sexuality and kinkery. And those 2 things were the intention of the podcast from the start. But at the same time, it kind of deviated because me and my co-host had to sort of make compromises. I don't want anyone to come away from this video thinking that it's over, because it's not. And the more he says it and the more he throws everything at a wall to hope that it does end it, I will fight him on, because it's not his to decide. It wasn't his idea originally. It wasn't it wasn't really, it wasn't really his to claim anyways. He did the advertising and he did part of the thumbnails. We both collaborated on them, and we did a lot of collaborations on the segments, many of which were done over voice chat, so there's no log of, which I think he's kind of vouching will make his word seem believable. I don't really know, and I don't care. I don't really care. But yeah, the podcast is getting a new host. Didn't want to have to reveal it like this with a face mask on, but fuck it. I don't know why I'm wearing this. I'm in my own house. And at this point, if you don't know about this and you don't know about this part of me, here you go. Yeah, it's not over. And no matter how much he says it is, it's not. I cannot wait to get episode 9 out. I cannot wait to go into the future, and I cannot wait to see what all of you think of it. So quick update. While I was editing this, SB either blocked me or unadded me from Facebook, so I no longer have access to the messages between us on Facebook. And this happened after I made the journal post linking screenshots, so I know that was in response to it. But the general gist of the screenshots, which I'll just post now here so that you know that they're also there. They'll be in the journal too, but is that I proposed the podcast 3 different times at 3 different parts of the year. He was reluctant to acknowledge them or even conceptualize the idea. In the first one, I think he pretty much just brushes over it. I don't remember off the top of my head. I just know that that was the first mention of it in reference to sort of a conflict he had with the community at the time. The second one took place in
December.
I think on the I'm not going to say a specific date. It says in the screenshot, but it was in October, and I proposed doing it because I proposed doing it because I wanted to, and I believe he wondered whether or not it would be a typed podcast or a voice podcast, and I told him voice, and he was just not digging it. So there's that. And then the third one, it was around...
Not Christmas, you fucking melon. You mixed up the dates of the screen caps.
Basically, just didn't want to do it. I don't think he really even wanted to talk about it. He told me just to go for whatever in one of them. I'm just doing it based off memory because I'm just recording from memory. This is off the cuff. If it looks like I'm looking to the side, it's because I'm not recording, portrait style. I'm recording landscape, so I'm looking at myself on the screen and not the camera, which is kind of, but yeah, generally speaking, he does, he has restricted access for me to get more screenshots, but yeah, that is the gist of all of them.